How do you tell a goaltender who's given everything to your organization that he's become expendable? Not because he failed, but because the future arrived faster than anyone expected? What's the right move when loyalty and business collide at the most important position on the ice? Welcome back, folks. It's Thursday, January 8th, 2026, and we need to talk about a story that's going to break the hearts of a lot of Montreal Canadiens fans. According to a market analysis from Michael DeRosa at Daily Faceoff, Sam Montembeault has officially been placed on the trade board. The 29-year-old goaltender who's battled through adversity, who's carried the load when the team needed him, who just delivered that clutch performance against Florida, is now being shopped around the league. And the reason? It's not really about Sam at all. It's about Jacob Fowler and Jakob Dobes. The future has arrived, and there's simply no room for three goaltenders in this organization. Let's start with the cold, hard reality that Kent Hughes is facing. He's already gone on record saying that rotating three goaltenders is not ideal and that this situation won't last much longer. That's GM speak for someone's getting traded, and soon. The crease is crowded, and in hockey, when you have three goaltenders, you really have none. Jacob Fowler has been absolutely sensational since coming up from the AHL. The kid plays with the composure of a 10-year veteran. He's calm under pressure, technically sound, and he's got that intangible quality that makes you believe he's going to be a star. This is the goaltender Montreal has been dreaming about, the franchise netminder who can anchor the position for the next decade. Jakob Dobes is right there with him, competing for minutes, showing that he belongs at the NHL level. These two represent the future of goaltending in Montreal. They're young, they're talented, they're cheap, and most importantly, they're ready, and that leaves Sam Montembeault as the odd man out. Not because he's a bad goaltender, but because he's blocking the development of two prospects that the organization views as their long-term answer. It's a brutal reality of professional sports. Sometimes you become expendable not because you failed, but because someone better came along. Now, let's talk about Montembeault's value on the trade market, because this is where it gets complicated. His numbers this season have been rough. A 3.48 goals against average and an .865 save percentage. Those are not the kind of statistics that make other teams line up with offers. If you're trying to sell a goaltender, you want him posting elite numbers, not struggling. So, is Montreal selling low? Are they making a mistake by moving Montembeault when his value is at its lowest point? Here's a counter-argument, and it's a strong one. Matt Larkin points out that Montembeault has shown enough upside to justify another team taking a chance on him. Look at his track record. 3 consecutive seasons with a save percentage above .900. He played 62 games last season, proving he can handle a heavy workload. He's been a legitimate NHL starter, not just a backup. For a playoff team that needs a reliable 1B goaltender, or a team looking for someone to split the workload with their starter, Montembeault is an attractive option. He's under contract through the end of the 2026-27 season, so you're not just getting a rental. You're getting cost certainty and a proven NHL goaltender who can eat minutes. And here's the key. He's affordable. His cap hit is manageable. He's not going to break your salary structure. For a team that's up against the cap, but needs goaltending help, Montembeault is exactly the kind of player you target. So who might be interested? Think about teams in playoff positions that are dealing with goaltending uncertainty. Teams that have aging starters who need support. Teams that are one injury away from a goaltending crisis. There are always multiple teams around the league looking for goaltending help, and Montembeault fits the profile of what they need. But here's what makes this situation so fascinating from Montreal's perspective. Trading Montembeault isn't just about clearing cap space or getting assets back. It's about making a statement. It's about committing fully to the future. It's about handing the keys to Jacob Fowler and Jakob Dobbs and saying, "This is your team now. Show us what you've got." That's a massive leap of faith. Fowler and Dobbs are talented, but they're young and relatively inexperienced at the NHL level. What if one of them gets injured? What if they struggle under the pressure of being the guy? What if the playoff push falls apart because you traded away your veteran safety net? These are the questions Kent Hughes has to wrestle with. But based on everything we've seen from his decision-making, I think he's ready to take that risk. He believes in Fowler and Dobbs. He thinks they're ready. And he knows that keeping Montembeault around is only delaying the inevitable while potentially stunting the development of his future franchise goaltenders. The analysis suggests that if a team calls offering a top-four defenseman or an offensive prospect, Hughes isn't hanging up the phone. And that makes perfect sense given what we know about Montreal's needs. They're looking for scoring help. They're always looking to upgrade the defense. If trading Montembeault can bring back a piece that addresses one of those needs, it's a win-win situation. You clear the crease for your young goalies, and you get an asset that helps the team compete right now. That's smart asset management. That's how you build a contender without mortgaging the future. But let's be honest about what this means for Sam Montembeault. This is heartbreaking. The guy has been nothing but professional. He accepted a demotion to the AHL when the team needed him to work on his game. He came back and delivered a clutch performance. He's done everything asked of him, and his reward is being put on the trade block. That's the harsh reality of professional sports. Loyalty only goes so far. When the organization identifies better options, when the future arrives ahead of schedule, even the good soldiers become expendable. For Habs fans who watched Montembeault battle through tough stretches, who've seen him stand on his head in big games, who've appreciated his professionalism and work ethic, this is going to sting. But it's the right move for the organization. You can't keep three goaltenders. You can't block the development of Fowler and Dobbs. And if you can get value back from Montembeault while opening up the path for your future stars, you have to do it. The three goaltender situation has an expiration date, and that date is approaching fast. Kent Hughes has made it clear this won't last much longer, and all signs point to Montembeault being the one who packs his bags. It's not personal. It's not a reflection of his ability or his character. It's simply the reality of a crowded crease and an organization that believes it's found its goaltending tandem of the future. Jacob Fowler and Jakob Dobbs represent a decade of stability at a fraction of the cost. That's too valuable to pass up, even if it means saying goodbye to a player who's given everything to this organization. So, where does Montembeault end up? What kind of return does Montreal get? Does Hughes wait until the trade deadline to maximize value? Or does he move quickly to give Fowler and Dobbs more reps before the playoff push? These are the questions we're going to be tracking over the next few weeks. But one thing is clear. Sam Montembeault's days in the Canadiens uniform are numbered. The future has arrived, and there's no room for three goaltenders in this organization. What do you think, folks? Is Montreal making the right call by trading Montembeault to clear the path for Fowler and Dobbs? Or should they keep the veteran around as insurance in case the young guys aren't ready? What kind of return would you want to see from Montembeault? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button because the trade deadline is getting closer, and we're going to be covering every move, every rumor, and every decision as the Canadiens continue to reshape their roster.